What is going on, everyone? In today's video I'm going to share my full story of my spine injuries, my microdiscectomy, my disc herniation, everything that pretty much happened within the last 4 years, because now that I think about it, everything that occurred, it has been 4 years. Yeah, this month, this is when it started. So I saw some comments where some people wanted me to share my full story, like from the surgery to everything that occurred, and I'm about to share it with you guys. So tell you guys the full story from when it started to now, like what's going on, everything that I had to go through to where I'm at right now, how's my body currently feeling, and yeah. So a background about myself, guys. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Robin. I currently live in Denver, Colorado. When all this was happening, I used to live back in Boca Raton, Florida. That's where I went to my university, LN University. I played collegiate sports, won an NCAA title while I was there, but this happened my second year of college, towards the end of it, which is around this time. At the university, you have the opportunity to do your bachelor's in 3 years instead of 4 years. So I was kind of seeing this semester as my junior year. During this time period, this is actually when I first created my YouTube channel, like around this time period. So if you guys go to like my first 5 videos, I was putting like whatever my workout was at that time. And now that I look at some of the videos, I can see how this was my fault leading up to this point. Obviously, sometimes the symptoms, you don't get them right away, but you built them over time. And when I look at these videos, it was like, yeah, this was coming, and unfortunately, this was my fault, and it could have been prevented, but it didn't. So pretty much at the time, guys, I still am, don't get me wrong, I loved fitness, and like I wanted to grow a YouTube channel, and I was like, wow, like I can help so many people. At the time, I was watching videos from like Christian Guzman, like people within that industry. Absolutely loved how they were able to touch other individuals. That's just what I wanted to do. So this pretty much led to me creating this YouTube channel and recording all of my workouts, and just trying to create something out of it. And this was in the month of March, and leading into the month of April, I had a leg workout with one of my old soccer teammates, and we were gonna do a barbell squat. And during this time period, I was learning the difference between a low bar and a high bar. I had like back injuries prior to that, but like strains, things like that. So I knew I wasn't doing a good job in terms of like form. At the time, I can say my form was not the best. I think I had a bigger ego, to be honest. And that day, I was trying out low bar squatting because my back was kind of irritating me. So I was like, oh, maybe if I switch to this low bar stance, like it might help me out. So I remember I was squatting, and during that movement I felt this sharp pain. Let me tell you guys that this was only a warm-up set. So this is like the crazy part about it. It was like only 135 pounds on my spine, and at the time I can do close to 275. A little bad form, but like clean form 225 for sure. So this was 135 and me trying out the low bar barbell stance, and squat, sorry about that. As I was going down, I felt that sharp pain like in my back, and I've never felt a back pain like this. And I immediately like fall to the ground, and my friend's like, hey man, you okay? And I was like, yeah, just let me walk it off. I didn't do more squats. That was like actually one of the first few sets because we were still warming up, and I tried to continue the leg workout, but the back pain was crazy. Like I never felt anything like this, and I was like, you know what, I'm just not gonna work out today. And that same day, I had to drive like 2 hours to a friend's house, like on the other side of Florida. So I used to live on the east coast of Florida, so we went to the west coast of Florida, and I was just in so much pain just sitting down. Like I don't know if you know, when you strain your back, you're kind of like ugh. Kind of moving like a robot, so you won't agitate your lower back. I was like, you know what, I'm just not gonna work out legs for these next few weeks, anything that involves me bending down, because that was really hard for me. It was just so painful, and it started fading away slowly, the actual back pain, right? So I was like, okay, cool. And I went to one of the soccer practice. Now this is towards the end of April, beginning of May, and I got invited to go play soccer, and I was like, cool, you know what, I'm gonna go play. I'm feeling a lot better. It's like 2-3 weeks after the back injury, and no, I noticed a small irritation in my glute, something poking it, and I didn't know what it was. The back pain was a lot less, but I was like, oh, maybe I just need to stretch it out. I haven't played in a month. So I tried going back to the gym, right? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna start from scratch. So I started just with the 45-pound barbell, and I was doing low bar. I was like, cool, I got the actual movement. So I started going up on weight, and nothing was hurting me, but I just felt this itch on like my glute. As the month came, I flew back to Denver because it was summertime, and I was in RA at my university, so gotta kind of get kicked out at the university once it's time. And I got here, right? I remember during that flight, like that nudge in my glute was still there, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. Like I went to a chiropractor. Like, he was pretty well known within the soccer industry. He was actually the chiropractor for the Colorado Rapids, so I trusted him a lot. So automatically, like 2 days after I landed here in Denver, I went with him, and I was like, hey, look, I have like this thing in my glute, and I don't know what's going on. He was like, yeah, of course, like he probably has something pinched in there, or maybe you just need to do some more stretching. I was like, yeah, it makes sense, right? Because at the time I never heard of a disc herniation or a bulging disc or nerve pain. Like, at that time I was not familiar with the concept at all, so I didn't think much of it. So I started training again, guys. Each time it started getting worse and worse and worse, and then next thing I knew, there was no back pain anymore, guys. No back pain at all. It was just like, the nerves started hurting more, but the back was pain-free at the time. And I can say it, like, it started here. Like, I started getting these like pokes here, but not necessarily pain, right? And when that happened, it started getting worse and worse and worse. And then the next semester, I was actually going to go out to Italy for a study abroad program. I remember going to one of the chiropractic sessions like towards the middle of June, the end or middle of June. This is where it was like kind of game over for me. Like, this is where I hit rock bottom. And I remember he twisted me into motion, like cracked me, and I felt like flaring nerve shooting pain going down my leg, and like he almost saw me cry in front of him. But I'm not sure what was going through his head, but at the time I still didn't know how bad this was till after that. This is when I started having problems walking, because the pain was so much that you just can't do anything. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? When you have so much nerve pain that you'd rather just be a slum, because you can't sit and you can't walk, and sitting makes it worse than standing, to be honest. That's how it was for me over the next few weeks. And so by this time, my goal was just to, okay, you need to get healthy before you live to Italy, because I didn't want, obviously my plans was still to go to Italy. I still didn't know how big this was. Pretty much what happened these next few weeks, I was just laying down, guys. Like, I was not doing anything, not working out anymore. 4th of July, like 2 days before, like that was it, no more working out. Need my body to recover. I didn't know what was going on, I think here I have the paper right here, actually. This is my MRI scans and all that good stuff. We'll call it the good stuff. Let's see, July 29th. So a little bit prior to July 29th, mid-July, I had a flight to Chicago to go get my Italian visa. For you guys that don't know, when you're trying to get a visa, there's certain sections within the country, and for Colorado, we had to fly out to Chicago, and that flight was so harsh. Good thing there was no one on that plane, so I was able to take up a whole row, right? And I was laying down, but it was just so painful, like so discomfort. Like, this is when I really started to notice how bad it was sitting down. So we arrived to Chicago. I remember like stretching out, like I was doing like this, and I was just trying to feel some type of relief on my actual nerve. Like, by this point, like in the back, like I felt the pin, and then the more I sat, the more shot down the leg. Not this time, it was not so much like, it wouldn't pass the calf. It wouldn't pass the calf at all. So we got to Chicago, and it was all walking, but I don't know what happened that day. I got some type of relief, and I don't know what it was from. And so the next day I had to get my visa, and we were walking around a lot during the city, and all of a sudden we get back to the hotel that first night, and I just feel this like something in my back, and I felt this whole leg like freeze up on me. I fell to the ground, girlfriend at the time helped me up to get to my bed, and I was just crying on how much pain it was, and I was just like, hey, I really want this to go away. Like, I don't know what it is, and I was just super sad. I knew it was a pinched nerve, but I didn't know like what a bulge or disc herniation, none of that stuff was. So the next day I was in so much pain, I was struggling. Like, we'd walk like 5 minutes, and I'd lay down for 5 minutes, walk, lay, and it was just the most excruciating like pain I can remember, right? If you guys know the feeling, you guys know the feeling of nerve pain. It's not nothing you want. So the next thing that happened, we went to the airport, and guys, I'm not lying to you, this was perhaps the most painful flight of my life. So you know how you have the two handles right here. Thank God the lady next to me was really nice. She was like, yeah, you can lean on it all you want. And I was lifting myself like this the whole flight so I can relieve some pressure. And it's like 2.5 hours from Denver to Chicago, something like that. Maybe it was 3 hours. But yeah, I was lifting myself up, and I got to the DIA Denver airport, got down from the aircraft, laid down, and I just took a break. And the next few weeks I was literally just laying down, and I tried going for a small walk. You know, by this time with my chiropractor, like I started seeing him less and less, just because, you know, I lost faith in what he was doing. And I think the last thing he did to me was like I believe it's called manual decompression. If you guys don't know what it is, I'll link something around here, a video of what it is. It's pretty much like they lay you down, right, and you kind of get stuck, and he like stretches you out, and pretty much it separates all of your discs, which the science behind it, I think I understand it, but I mean, I think it was just a little too late. I've been coming to him for 2 months, right? And at this point I'm like, yo, I'm about to miss my flight to Italy, like my whole trip. So I went to the hospital, and they got me an MRI scan, and I have it right here, and I read it to you guys. And pretty much what it was saying, let's see, left partial protrusion impinges the descending left S1 nerve roots against the adjacent facet joint within the subtusion line, also called mild central stenosis. And so pretty much what it was, guys, it was a 9.5 millimeter bulge disc herniation, whatever you guys want to call it. It made total sense why I was getting the symptoms that I was getting. So now that I knew what was going on, okay, I had to make a decision. Am I gonna go to Italy within the next couple of weeks or not? So the decision was no, and it really sucked. I had to stay here in Denver. Thankfully I had the help of my parents, or else I don't know what I would have done. So I made that decision to do here, but I was really determined to do this, like, you know, recover now without any type of surgery. And I think, you know, sometimes surgery is the last option, but you know, unfortunately I had to go down that route, which I do not regret as of right now. So what happened next, I started doing spinal decompression. Like, I was researching every possible solution. So I went to spinal decompression, and pretty much it's the DRX 9000. If you guys don't know what it is, it's pretty much the DRX 9000. What it does, it decompresses two vertebrae. So pretty much a disc that's damaged, and it rehydrates the disc. And with a lot of people, it actually, you know, heal the discs, herniation or whatever situation. So that was the ultimate goal with me. And we did like maybe close to 30 sessions, guys. And this is not a cheap treatment, but it helped. It helped me walk again, guys. Like, I was still getting the nerve pain. I can walk, you know, like if I needed to go to the store, I can do that kind of stuff now. But that's all it progressed within the next year or so. So I did that. I did acupuncture. To be honest, I did not see any type of improvement with acupuncture. Did physical therapy where they try to strengthen my muscles up. And obviously at the time my muscles are tight. They're trying to protect the injured portion, so your body kind of gets, you know, into a certain position. So we went down that route, everything possible. So a year came around, like I was just still getting this nerve pain. Like, it was a lot less. Well, it wasn't a lot less. It was less to the point where I can like do things, but I can't work out, can't do the stuff I love to do. So I had a conversation with my father, and we you know, I think it was time to make the decision of getting this the spine surgery. After, you know, a little bit over a year, I was still getting that same nerve pain, and I felt like I wasn't living life to like the fullest that I can possibly do. So we went down the surgical route. We went with the surgeon here in Colorado. He's actually the best surgeon for spine surgeries here in Colorado. And we ended up going the route of a microdiscectomy, and my disc is L5S1, guys. And I can show you guys the scars. So it's right there. So we ended up going down that route, and this is where things started to really, like, I was scared after I got the surgery because my nerve was really flared up now, and I was like, man, what have I done? Like, I don't know what to expect. And so I'm gonna tell you guys now what, you know, this is the first half of like my spine stuff, and then the next part is like where things started changing for me. So I got the spine surgery. I felt the first few months a little rough. The first 2 weeks I had the shooting pain, but this is, you know, expected because your nerve is inflated from the actual surgery. These next couple of weeks, you know, I was really taking care of my body. I think I could have taken care of it a lot better. These next weeks I was getting nerve pain in and there. If I sat for too long, I definitely get nerve pain, guys, especially like at 6 weeks. This is where my scar tissue started building up. So I was getting scared because you know, I felt like I was starting to get stiffer during the 6 to like 12 weeks. But during this time period, I was really taking care of myself. Like I said, I think I could have taken care of myself a bit better. Around the 3 months post-surgery mark, I flew out to Europe, and I was really scared because I had just, you know, it's been like 11, 12 weeks that I got the surgery, and sitting for a long periods of time is not good for anyone that has spine issues. You know, it's really what weakens the spine if you really think about it. And so we flew, and you know, it wasn't bad. Like yes, I was getting some pain in my and it was more like stuck. Something was stuck. But I was still getting some pain, but like I can do things, you know, like I biked a little over there and I was in the Netherlands, so a lot of it's biking over there. Coming back, you know, I was like, okay, you know, I got the green light to start working out slowly again. So I did start working out slowly. You guys look through my previous videos, show you guys what my routine was and all that stuff, right? And I didn't know what to think because I felt like I was stuck. And obviously, if you guys read posts about scar tissue, lasts within the next few months, weeks, or some people it's just weeks, but for me, it was literally up to a year, 8 months, around there. Even after a year, guys, I felt like something was stuck. Like I was, you know, once in a while I would get nerve pain, but no more back pain at any point. You know, I think maybe I pulled a muscle in my back, maybe like once in these next 2 years. But so right now it's currently like a year and 10 months, right? It's almost gonna be 2 years. You know, I loved fitness, so I got a coach and, you know, started bodybuilding, and I decided to go down the route of, you know, doing a show because that's really what I wanted to do when I first started this channel. And like, I know it completely directed a whole different way because, you know, now I want to help people with spine issues. So just sharing my story, my experience. And, you know, I told my coach, like, hey, these are my problems. You know, I don't barbell squat, I don't deadlift because I don't want to compress my spine. He was like, okay, cool, we'll work around it. So we started training around, I don't know, I want to say like a year and like 4 months post-surgery. And everything was great. And this year, at the beginning of the year, January 1st is when I started my official prep. Like, 12 weeks out from a show. It was 90 days, 12 weeks. Guys, this is where things really started to change for me. Like, so my nutrition obviously was in check. It had to be if I wanted to lean down. And I'll post some video, like a video right here, so you guys can see like my whole experience, like how I went from this and to this right here. And so it was a great transformation overall. But something I noticed, guys, like, everything was so consistent that I knew if I was doing something wrong, like I knew where it was at, right? Number two, I was losing weight, so it was like least heavy, like not as heavy on my body. And, you know, number three, the training I was doing, you know, it's a lot of high volume, so your body stresses more when you do heavy training. I loved heavy training a lot more than, you know, higher volume. When I mean heavy training, you know, I'm talking about like 4 to 6 reps, and higher volume maybe like 8 to 12. So don't think I'm talking about like 20 reps, anything like that. What happened here, I started doing cardio. I made like 3 times per week. And when I mean cardio, Stairmasters. And at the beginning of the prep, I was still feeling that nudge. Something was stuck. And this is the craziest part. Like towards the end of the prep, like I felt free, like no pain, and I can sit for long periods of time. I felt like that scar tissue was completely gone on how much cardio I was doing on the Stairmasters. I was only doing Stairmasters, and it was really cool. And right after my 12-week transformation, I flew out to Florida and I played a full soccer game with no pain. Obviously, like my legs were heavy because I haven't trained in a long time. Yeah, guys, it was really amazing. Like, I was just so happy that I did this, you know, fitness route, and it really helped me out. It helped me strengthen everything around me. And like that nudge after the surgery, like, you know, it was gone, and that really it just made me happy. Like, I'm currently in a happy state. I'm in a happy state because I feel healthy about my body. I feel light again, and like the nerve pain, like, it's gone. And I know I'm gonna feel it again down the road, but not like it was before, guys. And then when I mean I'm gonna feel it again, maybe like something aggravates it. Yeah, but guys, that's pretty much my story. A 4-year story from like the first 2 years, you know, trying to recover without surgery, to now post-surgery on microdiscectomy, L5S1. And I know this video is really long, but I just want to share my full story with you guys. You know, during the surgery day, yes, this is something I forgot to talk about. That surgery day, like, I was really scared, and I didn't know what to expect after it. Like, I remember I was supposed to get there at 3. I wasn't eating anything prior to that, but that day just flew by so much, guys. I'm sorry that I don't have much to say about it, but that's my full story, guys. So if you guys like the story, if this helps you guys out, you know, I'm 23 years young now. This started when I was 20 years old. Yeah, it's been a long journey, guys. If you guys like the content of this channel and like my story, you know, I post videos like this to help you guys out. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And if you guys have any questions, any type of like remarks towards what happened, just let me know, and you know, down in the comment section below. And yeah, I'll get to you guys as soon as possible. If you guys want any type of videos, any other type of content that you guys want me to upload, like current workouts or workout programs for, like, you know, things like that, I will absolutely do videos on that. So thank you guys for your time. I know it was a long video, but I hope this helped you guys out, and I'll see you guys in the next one.